permission. I'm wearing her clothes, her silk pantyhose, walking round in women's underwear. In the store, there's a teddy with little straps like spaghetti. It holds me so tight, like handcuffs at night, walking round in women's underwear.
In the office there's a guy named Melvin. He pretends that I am Murphy Brown.
He'll say, are you ready? We'll say, whoa man, let's wait until the wife is out of town. Later on, if you wanna, we can dress like Madonna, put on some eye shade and join the parade, walking around in women's underwear. Lacy things missing, didn't ask permission. Wearing her clothes, silk pantyhose, walking round in women's underwear, walking round in women's underwear, walking round in women's underwear.
Hello, hello, and welcome to Trench's Funny Farm. Glad to have you here. Alright, there we go. Hello, honey, how are you?
Hello.
Hey, you know, I forgot to check the volume on my mic. It's actually good. Okay. Hey, how you doing, Milo? How you doing, Vaping Smurf, Pack Rat, and Legend? Hey, good to have you here. Oh, so I had a good start to the day today. Ended up starting off the day traveling to Gainesville to perform with my quartet, which was a nice start to the morning, I believe. I thought it was. Rather great way to start the day, actually.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Absolutely, I did. And I noticed I'm significantly smaller than you on here, so I'm trying to adjust that now. I know how you are about that kind of thing. So
Well,
yeah.
I mean, you know, I don't need to be like larger than life, and you need to be like your little tiny little dot on the screen.
Agreed. So
I have some
and
puppies.
hello, Shelly. What's that?
I have some puppies with me. I have little Mary, and I have Miha.
Okay.
It's just on the floor. What?
I have to ask. Is this like a Bill and Ted kind of thing? Shelly is now Shelly Station. You know, that makes me think of that was that. No, that was Bill and Ted, right? Bill and Ted Station. All right.
Oh, okay. It sort of sounds familiar. I don't really remember. Like, I can't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would see the puppies here.
Yeah.
See the puppies. Guys, see the puppies. Okay, so we have Miss Mary.
Oh, you have Mary today.
I have Miss Mary. Hi, thank you for the kisses. How you doing? Huh?
And hello, Creed. And Bits and Pieces. Oh, yeah. It has, like I said, nice start to the day.
And I have Miss Miha. Oh, there you go. Oh, let's say hello to everybody. Oh. Sit up, say hello to everybody. There you go. Oh, you're too pretty.
Oh,
Okay.
no!
Easy.
So
What?
Shelly pulled a muscle in her left side this morning.
Oh, my goodness, that sucks.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Hi, Bits. What's going on? Come on
YouTube's
up
doing some funky stuff on my end. I don't know about you.
Oh, we're buffering at the moment on my end.
Yeah, yeah. I've had to do 2 refreshes already. Yeah, Milo. That I'm seeing similar things on this end. I know when I started off the program, I sat here for about the first 30 seconds going, okay, is it going to start up? And I had to do a refresh right then, and sure enough, we're already on, just black screen. But yeah.
I'm still buffering.
I have no drops, though. It's not this end. It's YouTube. So I don't know. Your mother's looking after you. Wow.
Baked cookies for 3 days and was pooped once we got home. I would be too. I don't think I could bake for 3 days. God.
Oh, that's a lot of cookies.
Yeah, it is. How many dozen cookies did you end up baking?
You're assuming that Bits and Pieces was baking a dozen at a time.
No. I was
Yeah,
not assuming that she was baking a dozen at a time. But in the end, I can guarantee you that she counted how many dozen there were.
Okay. Well, yeah, because I was going to say, if I was baking that much, I'm sure I'd be doing 3 dozen at a time. Unless they're really, really big cookies.
And see how you're counting them by the dozen?
Well, I do baker's dozen.
There you go. Okay, so
A baker's
in the
dozen's
end,
13.
She would tell me how many dozen she made. Actually, she's just sending me a picture of it.
Oh.
Oh, nope, she sent me a picture of... Okay, so she has her cast iron collection hanging above the island counter. And then she looks like she's got... Okay, let's see here. That looks like many, many dozen. I would say, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Ha
7,
Creed measures in
8.
baker's dozen.
I'd
Inches.
say 8 to 10 dozen different. 8 to 10
47 dozen?
What? Okay, I totally underestimated that.
Holy crap.
Okay, this must just be a portion of it because I'm looking at a lot. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different like containers. So I'm assuming there's 10 different styles. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10. So yeah, yeah, okay.
Wow. Yeah, apparently I have to switch mine too, so thanks for that reminder, Pack Rat. Because I've refreshed a couple of times, and so obviously it switched back to Top Chat. Because
I know, right?
YouTube
Sending
just
me some cookies.
refuses to acknowledge, anything that people actually want as far as that goes. Oh, so yes, this morning the quartet started off bright and early, going to a Sunday school actually 3 different Sunday school classes, all adult classes, but actually we got to one room and nobody was there except for these 3 ladies were just sitting there, so we started off by singing for them. And, we sang one for them, and our tenor actually brought his 2 youngest boys with him, and they actually talked the boys into singing with us too. And so, well, they sang by themselves, and we actually joined in on the harmony. So that worked out pretty well. Yeah, these kids have been these kids are raised in the Church of Christ, so they know how to harmonize. Yeah, so they didn't have any problem. It didn't throw their game off at all. Heaven's Bright Shores. I am not familiar with that. However, I am going to look it up so that I can figure out what that's about. Absolutely, I will check that out. Ooh! You're getting a Tassimo pod kit? Now, I'm not familiar with the Tassimo pods. Are those? Do they use K-cups?
What?
Tassimo pod kit. Is that gonna?
That's the Nestle one, isn't it?
Right, but does that work with K-cups?
I don't think they do.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I don't think that they're compatible.
Let me see. I'm going to take a look at it now.
Yeah, they're shorter. Like they're not as deep. I don't think they're compatible at all. That's the Nestle one, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see.
What did you just send me, Creed? You know I can't watch it while I'm casting. It looks interesting. I'll have to watch it later.
They're called T-disc.
Discs?
Yeah.
Oh, send it, David. Okay, so he wants you to. Alright, let me forward this. David. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know where that came from. All right. So is that the heaven? What is it? Heaven's Bright Shores?
What's that? Okay. Yeah, and I'm finding here. Yeah, it says right here the answer I found on Google was I'll mail you 5. I think that's Canadian dollars if you can cram a Keurig K-cup into a Nespresso machine's loading bay without cutting, crushing, bending, flattening, or otherwise mangling it. So apparently they are not compatible. And you know, that's actually one of the things that occurred to me the other day was that, you know, now you've got these other pod machines coming out competing with Keurig. And my fear is that they're going to become popular. No, bits and pieces. I will not.
Told ya.
Yeah.
You thought I was lying. I told you.
No, I've never even bought a lottery ticket, bits and pieces. Not even one. Heaven's Bright Shores. I did a Google of it. So I have it.
I sent it to you in Messenger.
Oh, is that what you sent me?
Yes.
Okay, because I did a Google of it, and I have something from Alison Krauss and Ralph Stanley.
Yes, Bits was bragging last night. They were on their way home from the casino, and that her husband won $4,300 on a 48-cent bet.
Very nice, very nice. And I'll be honest with you, my fear is that something like that would happen to me.
And then he would stop.
I would not stop. Yeah. I know my limitations as a human being, and I try not to press them.
You didn't have to send me proof. I believed you. You just sent me a picture of the slot machine showing how much they won.
That's cool. No, that's a keeper of a pick. Are you kidding?
Well, yeah,
No.
but she didn't have to prove it to me. I believe.
Sure she did. That was fantastic. No, wonderful.
Yeah, that's the only thing I am curious about, Bits, is if you are going to have to file it's called a 1099-G.
Oh,
And if
are
I'm
you
not
kidding?
mistaken, you will have to, like, if the casino recorded what you won, they will send you a 1099-G, and you have to claim it, and the taxes on it are a bitch.
Oh, by the way, you and I recently had a conversation about Michael Douglas. You recall that, right? We were talking about...
Actually, that was you and my mother, but okay.
Okay, but talking about how old the guy suddenly, turned, like, several years ago, he just suddenly got old overnight, right?
Yes.
Yeah. His father, Kirk Douglas, just turned 102.
What? Hey, Ma. You remember we were talking about Michael Douglas and Kirk Douglas the other day? Kirk Douglas? Kirk Douglas just turned 102. You hightailed it out, like, so they don't have a recording of you winning that money? Well, hey, good on you.
Hey, there you go. There you go. And destroy that picture. So yeah, don't worry. Jen will destroy her copy, so yeah, it's all good. The only ones who will have it, of course, are the Facebook deities, but doubtful they'll turn you in. You trust Facebook with everything, right?
You paid the taxes last night.
Oh,
okay.
75% taken away? Oh.
I doubt she paid 75% of it, though.
I don't know. I know that was one of the things about the game shows and all of that. Well, it's the same with the lottery. If you win, you either, if you get a lump sum, you pay 50% of it on the spot.
I think it's like 55 or 60.
Yeah, and then, but otherwise you take it out in payments, and you still get. I think you end up with more taken out if you take the payments, but then the payments stretch out.
You end up with more because you're paying a lower bracket tax on a smaller amount over the course of 30 years or whatever.
And okay, now did Bits and Pieces say how much was taken out? How much was taken out?
No, she didn't. I don't know if it's appropriate to ask. I mean, I'm curious, but...
Well, heck yeah, it's appropriate to ask.
I mean, she did tell us how much she won, so I guess it's okay to ask how much she paid for taxes, because we're all curious. I mean, should it ever happen to us, we'd like to know how to...
It obviously won't happen to me. You have to play to win, but...
like that old joke about the woman down on her luck and praying to God, please let me win the lottery, please let me win the lottery, and bad things keep happening. She's please let me play the lottery, please let me win the lottery, and finally God said, I'm trying to help you, buy a ticket.
Where did you hear that? That is not the story.
It's a joke.
Yeah, that's not the joke. But yeah, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, I just don't see any occasion where, yeah, okay, never mind. I'm not gonna get into it. Yeah, no, that's a twisting of a joke, but yeah, all is well. Taxes paid.
She doesn't want to tell us.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Bits and Pieces. Take all the fun out, but
I mean, I'm curious too, but it's okay. So there we go. They took out $1,200.
Oh.
They also get to claim any losses equal amounts.
Oh.
Did you lose anything?
Yeah, they lost 48 cents.
48 cents. So she could deduct 1,248 cents from that, and she's already paid the tax. There you go. Because I found that out, actually. This was many years ago, when the lottery came to Georgia. And my fiance at the time was the first person in Georgia to win the lottery.
Who was?
Jeff. He won $1,000 on a scratch-off ticket about 11:30 in the morning, the first day that the lottery opened up in Georgia. And there were two other winners that day, and they both, they all went down. They had their picture taken, put paper and everything, and he talked to the other two people, and they both scratched their tickets off later in the day. So Jeff was actually the very first person to win the lottery in Georgia. He won $1,000, and yeah, he had to claim a 1099-G, and it screwed up our taxes that year because of that extra $1,000. And $1,000 is the threshold. You can win up to $1,000, and it's just kind of free and clear. That's yours. Just take it. But after you hit $1,000, they got you.
Wow.
Very nice, Fitz. Yeah, like I said, Dolores, they'll give you $1,000, but after that, government wants that money. But 1,200, that's not bad, because that's less than 30%. So, that's actually not bad. Piggy's Fidget Spinner's double as a 4-count Addy stand for your desk. Take out the center caps for number 4. 5 10 connectors fit into the bearing holes. There you go. And you could spin it. Or it could be a 3 Addy stand that you could spin it. You sit it on your desk and just let it spin. I like it. I like it. I think we'll remarket those. What do you think?
Nice.
Remarket them as Addy stands?
Addy stands? Hey, that works for me. Absolutely.
You are not paying attention.
I am paying attention. I'm also working on something else, though.
You're not paying attention.
I am paying attention, I promise.
Will not bet on tickets or anything else. Played years ago, but never again. Well, that's just it, though. David just doesn't do it. David has an addictive personality. Okay, when David finds something he likes, he does not stop doing it. Like, he can get obsessed and completely put other things on hold and ignore other responsibilities because he's so focused on this. That's why he chooses to channel his addictive personality into healthy addictions like vaping or singing or God. See? Yes, he was a smoker.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, he knows he has that kind of personality.
Yeah, it's just I know my limits.
And I have that. I mean, like, I wouldn't say I have addictive personality, but I know that there are things that I will like get into that I won't be able to stop doing, but then like it doesn't last very long. It lasts a couple of months and then it goes away. Like, I started playing a stupid game on the phone and I can't stop playing it because it's like one of those little quest type games, you know? You have to like collect things and to get bigger things. And I keep wanting to play this stupid game on my phone and I can't stop playing it. This is not good whenever you also have insomnia and you lay in bed till 4 o'clock in the morning playing a stupid game.
Yep.
But he used to do that too. He used to come home. He used to tell me he would come home and I'd want to like, can we come home from work? And I'd want to like talk and, you know, hang out and stuff. And he'd be like, you just need to give me a couple of hours to play Facebook games. He'd play like Bejeweled and I don't remember. What are some of the other ones he played?
It's been a while.
It was definitely Bejeweled. He loved Bejeweled. Now he's been playing these bubble pop games. He likes those.
Yeah, but I've actually managed to squeeze that into when there is nothing going on. You know, that's when I open that up, when there's nothing going on. And outside of that, I don't allow it to interfere with my with the rest of everything, you know.
He used to, though.
Yes. Yes.
And me playing this stupid. It's a what's it called? Merge Dragons. if you find 3 things, you merge them together and they make something bigger. And then you find 3 more of those things and you merge them together and it makes something bigger. And then you find 3 more of those things and then you merge the 3 big things together and it makes something bigger, right? So it's sort of like, well, like Pokemon. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. There's like, I don't know, 17 levels of shit you can make in this game, and the more you merge stuff together, the bigger your rewards are when you finally do like cash it in, you know. So it's like, it's very, very addictive. Mary, look, it's Mary.
Oh, Mary is back.
Hi. Hi. Oh. Oh. Thank you for kissing.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, bits and pieces. Just something that I've always dodged like the plague. Just that's my own thing with it. I will not criticize others. I just dodge it for me. So that's my take on it. So.
Oh, hang on. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh. Now what?
No.
It sounds like the animals are out of hand.
Mary started playing with one of my shoes. You do
Yeah,
not do that to my shoes. Oh. Man, I used to wear some awesome shoes. I haven't worn awesome shoes in years.
Well, yeah, because you have dogs. They love shoes too.
No, I wore awesome shoes. My dogs are very good. My dogs don't chew. Well, actually, Miho does. Miho's chewed up a couple of shoes. Oh my good shoes.
By the way, Packrat, I just want to let you know that I see your reviews. I haven't approved them yet, but I will be taking care of that very soon. Yeah, when I got back from the quartet performance this morning, Jen was in bed. I decided I'd join her, and I ended up staying there.
I was in bed because I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning playing Merge Dragons.
Really?
Well, I mean, I couldn't sleep. I told you.
And
I
here
can't
she is
pair-
talking about my addictive personality.
I said you cannot pair an addictive game with insomnia. It's not good. Not a good idea.
Yeah, so but I'm waiting for you to come back because I was getting ready to make a little journey here. Need you back for that though.
Why? Where?
I'm gonna make a journey around the corner.
Okay. What do you mean around the corner?
I mean around the corner. From here, like the lobby.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Alright, I will be right back. Yay!
What am I fussing for? Thank you very much, Dolores. No, I'm just saying I have a very impressive shoe collection, and I used to be like the white trash Carrie Bradshaw because none of my shoes were ever Manolo Blahniks or Christian Louboutins, and never cost more than maybe $50. But I do have quite the impressive shoe collection, and I used to wear heels all the time. All the time. I wore heels, big heels, tall heels, platform heels, thick heels, chunky heels, skinny heels. I wore so many heels. And all these shoes are, and they're so beautiful. And I'm sad that I don't wear them anymore. And I don't think I can handle the heels anymore. But I did. I have beautiful shoes. But thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, and Miha's back. Hi, baby Miha. Hi. This little lady is getting very, very stubborn in her old age. She's getting very, not stubborn, she's getting very demanding, aren't you, baby girl? Oh, yes, you're being so demanding. Oh, my goodness gracious, yes. You're being so She wanted to go out. I was 2 pairs of shoes. Oh, I have tons of purses, too. She wanted to go out of the room this morning. And I got up and I let her out. And then I had to go to the bathroom, right? So I was in the bathroom. And basically when she leaves the room, she goes out, she comes down, she gets some water, maybe a bite to eat. Then she comes back. And when she wants to be let back in, she wants to be let back in. Like now. And she is not having it if you are not ready. She came back kind of quick. And I wasn't able to go open the door right away. She got mad. She's pawing at the door. She's growling and barking and just having a conniption fit until I let her back in. I do. Well, you know what, Creed? I probably could sell these shoes, actually. I don't want to, though. I want to be able to wear them again. They're so beautiful, though. They're all so pretty. It is, and Goodwill. Goodwill is a great place to go to find shoes and purses. This purse I have right now, this right here, this came from Goodwill. A nice little satchel-y kind of purse. Love it. Oh, you can't even see it. It's not really a transparent purse. It's actually like a teal color. Oh. Change my life. Okay. It is a sickness. Because I tell you, you know what happened, Bits? This was a long time ago. This was before I met David. I was I had a account at they don't do it anymore, actually. They don't do it anymore. But I had an account at a company called Shoe Dazzle. And basically, for $39.95 a month, they would give you 1 credit. Right? And then their website, everything on their website was $39.95. Sometimes they would have specials and deals where you could get like 2 for 1 or even 3 for 1 kind of thing. And you could save up your credits, right? So I could like save up like 10 or 12 credits. And then like they'd have a sale and I would just like get like 10 pairs of shoes. They'd have bags, they'd have jewelry. I mean, you know, yeah, I went nuts. I went absolutely apeshit crazy with shoes for a while. There's Miha, pissing Fisky off. You come up here, baby girl? I can hear him. He's back. I don't know what he's doing. I tried to show them my purse from Goodwill, but the green screen is making my purse look transparent. It's like I have the magic invisible purse. Woo!
Okay, and yes, so I went to go grab this, as you know, as I'm sure everybody figured out. So what I wanted to do was actually show you folks. Now, I'm not going to try to do like I did in yesterday's show, okay? In yesterday's show, I tried to go ahead and just show this. So instead, yeah. Here we go. There's a nice picture of it.
Down some.
Rather than trying to focus in on that which is
Hey,
next to
turn the
it.
music down some.
Alright, there you go. So, now, you know, Bill, I am so thrilled to see you here. Okay, so we're talking about K-Cups. Or, excuse me, single-serve cups. And, yeah. Which are 2O compliant. All that. See, now, I can show you this by just, you know, the usual camera tricks, right? Boom, there's your focus, and you can see that this is Nilla Nuts. Okay, and this is what the top of the box looks like out here. Now, the reason why I say that I'm happy that Bill is here is that here's the thing. I've got, okay, I have an old school Keurig here at the office. This thermos will not fit in the old school Keurig. Okay, the 2Os have a removable base, so I can put this in there, cram it underneath, and prop it, and it'll work. You can't do that with the old school style. So I have to brew in a separate cup. Okay, now I want to tell you that this, as you can see here, is a 12-ounce cup of coffee. Okay, this is a 12-ounce cup. This cup is filled to right here. Okay, so I use the large setting on the this is the largest setting on the classic Keurig. But I wanted to see if I could show. Let's see, this is going to be very careful. I wanted you to see some of that color. I perhaps tilt that a little bit.
Why don't you just turn your camera
Yeah,
down?
there we go.
Okay.
I just want you to see that you cannot see the bottom of this cup. It is very dark, delicious hot coffee. Yeah, this is good stuff. Good stuff. Nothing weak about it. Nothing weak about this at all. Touching the damn K-Cup. I'm not sure I follow that.
He doesn't like the Keurig, obviously. Yep. Turns out it's all about the grind.
Yes, it is all about the grind. I did have to do a fine grind in order to get it to come out this way. But it works out quite well. Produces a delicious cup of coffee. And Bill, that means that if you've got somebody out there, another version of Nilla Nuts with something else, that vape, yes. It is now, we now offer single origin, fresh roasted coffee, flavor infused with Nilla Nuts. We also offer it in a few other flavors. Nilla Nuts happens to be my favorite, but there you go.
I thought Cinnamon Danish was your favorite.
I told you it was a toss-up, but what I've concluded is that I hear you, Bill. I don't completely disagree with you there. I don't know if it helps you that the filter that's on this thing is like cloth. It's gorgeous. It's like velvet around my coffee, but is it not? Yeah. So yes. So yeah, that's one thing that yeah, churro's going to be a good one. Oh, vanilla nuts? Then you would love the coffee. The coffee is superb. Oh, but like I was saying, basically, yeah, it was a toss-up between the cinnamon Danish and the vanilla nuts for me. But then, after a little while, I found that the cinnamon Danish, more than a couple of cups of the cinnamon Danish in a day, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Whereas vanilla nuts is more like it's my ADC.
I can see that, Creed. I can see that. French press is probably the best.
Yeah, I
Have
hear
you
you.
even used that French press you bought?
Which one?
You bought one from Goodwill.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I've used every press that I own. So, yeah. Right, and the whole idea,
Come here,
Greek,
look, Fizgate for president.
is to attempt using basically. Okay, you got folks out there who are not going to use a French press. Okay, you've got folks who are going to throw this into their coffee makers, right? Their regular automatic coffee maker. And sometimes they're not going to put the proper amount in. And they're going to make weak-ass cups of coffee. And by offering them a K-cup that has the proper amount in it, there's not much room in here. I don't know if you can hear that or not. There's not a whole lot of room in there. But... yeah. And you know, Bill, I have to admit, I'm with you there. I don't vape vanilla nuts. It's not that I hate it or even dislike it. It's just not my vape. But the coffee is superb. The coffee is superb. 9 presses. There you go. I will probably be caught up with you soon, but I did kind of veer off course and bought a 30-cup urn, which
Percolator.
Well, it's not really
It's a percolator.
more or less, but it's a 30-cup urn, and I took that to for our Thanksgiving, and served vanilla nuts coffee, and I have to tell you guys, the coffee was great. The coffee really was great, and I as I like to point out, I brewed this 30 cups. At the end of the day, before we packed it up, I took the last couple of cups out of it, and you know, they had sat there and burned on it all day, right? You know how those last cups are. They're twice as dark as the rest of it. So, you know, that's the level where if you put cream in it, the cream's going to turn kind of green, and disappear, right? That's the kind of cup I had out of it. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't bitter. It was good. Not what I expected at all, but I wanted to go ahead and have that just to test it out, because, you know, if I'm going to start selling by the cup, sooner or later somebody gets that bottom cup and you have to apologize and then do another 30 cups just so that somebody can have one cup, right? Yeah, it's you know, it was refreshing to see that it wasn't that bad. Well, it wasn't bad at all. It was good. So yeah. Oh, 10-cup press to 21 cup. Is that, are you saying?
Liter.
Oh, 2-liter presses? Damn. That is cool. I had no idea anything like that existed. Oh, that's fun. I saw an electric French press. I thought that was a little ass backward, but I saw one. Just say, I mean, I guess I guess if you're weak or whatnot and are too lazy to push down the plunger.
So it pushes it down for you?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Alright.
It just there's nothing high tech about a press. Okay. It just seems backward to do. But the perk, but even better in the French press. Yeah. French press is definitely the best way to do it. But for those folks that don't want to do that, or they want to take it to the office and they don't have the time to wait for a proper pressed cup or what have you, the K-Cups are a great solution. That's a good question, Bill. And you know what? I do not know. Because, Bill pushes his press down in super slow motion. Okay. I mean, I don't disagree with his methods. It's good stuff. Good stuff. But these actually produce a fantastic cup of coffee. Probably the best you're going to get out of a K-Cup. And these go on sale later this week. So really, really excited about offering this to you folks. And I am attempting to put together another box for you. I have 3 coffees sitting at home waiting until tomorrow morning when I'm going to start grinding them up. And sample these coffees. And I told the Friday group, actually, the Friday group had to, it was the trivia question for the day, if they could guess what flavor it was. And somebody guessed gingerbread. And the thought is next year I'm going to have to do gingerbread. But no, eggnog. I have 3 types. We have 3 brands of eggnog that we've played with at Higgy Sigs. So I decided to try those out in the coffee, and so we're going to see which one of these 3 is best, and then from there I will be producing eggnog, and that means that there will be a Keurig. If that works, there will be a Keurig Christmas box coming your way this week that has Christmas spice, fluffermint, and eggnog. 4 of each.
Not quite, Dolores.
Dolores, if you want that white bitch slap flavor, you better jump on it, because you know what?
Yeah, this is an inside joke. You were not there. Don't worry about it. The flavor that we made last night did not come out very well.
Ah.
They decided to rename it Basic White Bitch Slap.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, I thought that you were referring to pumpkin spice. And with pumpkin spice is... it's getting ready to go bye-bye. Okay, it's time for it to go bye-bye. I decided to gauge it by Quick Trip. Quick Trip has been offering pumpkin spice. And they offered it just a little bit on the early side, so I figured I'd ride with them. And when they stopped it, I would stop selling pumpkin spice coffee as well. And they officially stopped it this weekend. So seemed like a good standard. I needed somebody to watch on this, right?
I don't know. I think it should be offered all year round.
I know how you feel about it. We've had the McRib discussion. I'm with you, Bill. I'm with you, Bill. Yeah. I'm with you 100%. No, it's kind of funny. I had a talk with the guy at QT this weekend. See, the thing is, okay, QT, that's Quick Trip. They have this little setup where they cook different foods in a kind of almost like a deli kind of thing. Not really. But she loves the breakfast burritos that come out of that place. So
I like the wraps too.
yeah,
Pieces
so
are okay.
I have to bring her stuff every weekend
He has
from
to
QT.
bring me stuff. That's right. I've got that chain and whip going, and I mean, he's just gonna get it if
Oh,
he don't
yeah.
go bring me my breakfast burrito. Not really, guys.
The UGG boot flavor? Wait, what's this? What are we talking about? UGG boot flavor with the candy cane coffee.
Well, UGG boot is probably basic white bitch.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, yeah, we've got candy cane coffee, yeah, we do, with the Fluffermint. You know, not necessarily my cup of coffee, but you know, it's something that folks have asked for. But at any rate, I asked him. I said I noticed this morning that I didn't have the option for pumpkin spice anymore, and the guy gave me this really weird look, and he said, yeah, we don't have it anymore, and I said, it doesn't bother me. I said I said the smell is revolting in the first place, and he smiled and he's like, "Hell yes, it is." Dolores, you and I will not argue on this. Something tells me you and I could sit together over a few cups of coffee of different varieties, and we could have the same cups in front of us, and we'd both be happy. I think that might be the case.
Quad. Whoa. Quad parallel 21700. Good God.
Wow.
Quad.
Yeah. See, you can keep that pumpkin spice. Yeah, pumpkin anything except the seeds. I'll eat the pumpkin seeds all day long.
Oh, that's going to be different though, Dolores. I mean, oh, Bill sent me a picture. Okay. Sent me 2 pictures. Sent me 3 pictures. Whoa! Oh, you got to see this.
What's that?
The quad parallel. I'm gonna send you the picture, so if you want to share it, you can. 21700.
Dang! What the?
Oh no, it gets better. So you can share them with the room if you like.
I gathered, honey. It was pretty obvious that's what the goal was. Yeah. Holy crap.
Yes, he is. But that's a big mod.
And you think? This is what we call a compensation mod. Wow.
I think the next picture is probably most impressive. It's craziness. Crazy.
Oh, that didn't work. Alright, there. Look at
Right,
that.
Dolores? Craziness. Just craziness.
Oh, yeah, and I guess this other picture, I was going to leave it out,
Oh,
but
he says this is what I call the damn customer asked for it mod.
the damn customer asked for it, yeah.
So this is something you're building for someone else.
Look at that. Holy crap.
That's the same picture. No. It's
No, it's not. It's a different angle. You've got a better shot of that RDA on top. Holy crap. Do we get a peek inside there? At the coils inside?
He's been doing some building too, actually. I hear he's gotten quite good at it.
Yeah, Dolores, if you only knew how many times I've heard that one. Oh.
Heard what? You need both hands? Oh my god. Just ignore him, sweetheart, please. 2 of them for customers. That's huge! 2 of them for customers and 1 for me.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy. And okay, well done. Congratulations. And you know, all that other good stuff. Kind of mental, but clean. Looks clean. Kind of mental, but clean. Hey, I mean, hey, if that's what they want. And Bill just had to make an extra one just to see what all the hype was about, apparently. That is crazy.
Dang. That is huge. I'd still like to see the build from that.
Yeah, we want to see the coils. Can you send me a picture of the coils? Or send it to David.
Oh, it's not built at the moment. Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay. Whew. So, hey, is something happening this week?
Oh, what is happening this week, baby?
Who is it? Oh, shoot, who was it that kept doing that last night? Oh, it was Doc, original Doc. He kept going, wait, are you going on a trip? Because I was talking about it too much, so. Wait, are you going on a trip or something this week? What's going on? Oh,
yes.
I need to prepare for that.
We are going on a trip. And by the way, no, there will be no Trenches Funny Farm next weekend.
Oh, you have decided to not do it?
What have we learned? We have learned that when we take
we need a day to rest.
A day of recovery, that's right. So, no, there will be no Trenches Funny Farm next week, and no Trenches Funny Farm Morning Edition this week.
No. And no TGI Gin.
No TGI Gin. So, so Tuesday will actually be our last show of the week. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, if history repeats itself, you know, when we go out of town,
that'd be Trenches on Funny Jet Lag Edition.
Right, I
That's
know,
about right.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly right. But, oh, yes. So, I don't know if she told you or not, but they didn't have any room at the Red Roof Inn. You know, kind of Christmassy there. So we are stuck at the Four Seasons this weekend, or this week. We'll make do.
I know.
We will make do.
Can't, I don't know. I mean, it'd be slumming it.
We're slumming it, but we will get by.
We'll deal. It's okay. Oh, well, the Red Roof Inn is a chain of low-budget hotels. I don't know if they extend up to Canada. It's sort of like saying Motel 6. Red Roof Inn is just very low budget. But, you know, they're not bad. They're just low budget.
Down to .03, it's safe.
What? Am I pregnant? Oh, you're talking about, she's talking about like the manger, the room at the end. Girlfriend, if I get pregnant, I'm gonna need a lawyer before I need a doctor.
That's very, very true.
Because something tells me that he won't believe me if I tell him it's God's baby.
Did y'all hear that some schmuck out there was trying to say that there was...
You can't even say it, can you? You can't even bring yourself to say it, can you?
I am amazed. Let me pull up the information on this. Holy crap. Yeah, said that God did not get Mary's consent. This was a psych professor.
I mean, he's technically it's technically true.
No, it's technically not true. It's not true in any way, shape, or form. And I tell you what, rather than play around with this, because you know that there's a certain point where I'm all jokes aside, I'm yeah.
I'm not saying that Mary felt that she had been violated. I'm just saying that I don't really think that Mary could have said no.
I tell you what, I'm going to do something I don't usually do here. I'm going to read from the English Standard Version of the Bible here. Luke 1:38. And Mary said, Behold the handmaid of the Lord, be it unto me according to thy word. And the angel departed from her. What was that? Sounded like consent to me.
I mean, it's one of those situations where if God asks you to do something, you don't say no.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. This psych professor obviously did not read the Bible. He probably sat there and read a little golden book or something. So he...
the Cliff's Notes.
Yeah, but yeah, in the Bible it's very clear that she did give consent and said, yeah, okay, let's do this thing. Okay, that's what Luke 1:38 says. And Mary said, let's do this thing.
All right, read the passage again.
And Mary said, Behold the handmaid of the Lord, be it unto me according to thy word. And the angel departed from her. Now, in the DHV, that says, and Mary said, hey, let's do this thing. And she fist bumped the angel, and the angel left.
How is it written in the King James Version?
In the King James Version?
Yeah.
Let's see. In the King James Version, it says in Mary... oh, wait, that is the King James Version. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to get the ESV. Here we go. The ESV says, And Mary said, Behold, I am the servant of the Lord. Let it be to me according to your word. And the angel departed from her. There you go.
So you think that she could have said no?
Oh, she certainly could have. You know, now who's to say that she wouldn't have been struck dead on the spot? I don't know. I don't know how
that
this
seems like a form of sexual harassment. I'm just saying, but it's okay. I'm not saying it's sexual.
But yeah. So this is so just when you thought,
just when you're in a position to say no,
just when you thought that this damned Me Too movement could not go any lower, they sunk to the furthest depths they could.
That's a good question. Does the Bible mention the ages of Mary and Joseph?
I do not believe that it does. I could be wrong here. It is believed. I'm trying to remember. It's believed that they were both basically in their teens. I've heard estimates as low as 13 for Mary, maybe 14.
I still still want to. I still want to understand though. Why were they married and they had not consummated their marriage yet? Like,
They weren't married. They were betrothed.
So they weren't married. When she
No, it's the equivalent of engagement.
I know what betrothed means.
Okay. All right. Not everybody does. I'm not assuming that you do. We've never had this conversation. So, yeah, they were betrothed. So they were promised to each other. And I don't know if it was an arranged marriage or not. I do not know this. But
Bits and Pieces says, I mean, this is where I'm going. Like, she said, the way I understand it, Mary said, God says he wants some, and how can I say no, as he says he wants it? I mean, like, really, you don't really say no to God.
well, it's not like there was procreation. There was
Procreation.
right. No
Say
procreational
no, God.
act.
Okay, when God comes to you and says, I'm going to put a baby in you, you can be like, nah, I don't want to lose my figure. You know, like you don't say no.
Right.
I
And I mean, the way I see it, yeah, she probably could have said no if she wanted to. Let me see if we can go back a couple of verses here.
That wouldn't actually surprise me, Tetleyman. I mean, things are different. Yeah. Tetley says that he's heard people talk of the old Catholic Bible mentioning Joseph as being, older, and Mary being very, very young. What you looking at?
I was looking to see if there was anything else in there that, it says, because, what it says is that, okay, in the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent from God to the city of Galilee named Nazareth to a virgin betrothed to a man whose name was Joseph, to the house of David. And the virgin's name was Mary. And he came to her and said, "Greetings, O favored one, the Lord is with you." But she was greatly troubled at the saying and tried to discern what sort of greeting this might be, which I think is an understatement because, according to everything I've read, when people saw angels, they were generally pissing themselves. Okay.
Yeah.
Angels are scary. They were terrified. And the angel said to her, "Do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God. And behold, you will conceive in your womb and bear a son, and you shall call his name Jesus. He will be great, he will be called the Son of the Most High, and the Lord God will give to him the throne of his father David, and he will reign over the house of Jacob forever, and his kingdom there will be no end." And Mary said to the angel, "How can this be, since I am a virgin?" Okay? She is the first one to say that. Okay?
Well, she knew she was a virgin.
Right. And the angel answered her, "The Holy Spirit will come upon you, and the power of the Most High will overshadow you. Therefore, the child to be born will be called Holy, the Son of God. And behold, your relative Elizabeth, in her old age, has also conceived a son. And this is the 6th month with her who was called barren, for nothing is impossible with God." And that's when Mary said, "Behold, I am the servant of the Lord. Let it be to me according to your word." And the angel departed, and they fist bumped, and that was it.
See, it's the same. There was no real asking. The
Right.
angel just showed up and said, "This is what's going to happen."
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of,
Okay.
I have to say, I'm trying to think when there was. I know that's the new thing in this age of Me Too. You've got to get consent for every little thing that you do, right?
Are you kidding? I think the human race is about to die out. Men are going to be too afraid to approach a woman ever for anything, ever. Unless they're paying her.
Well, bits and pieces, you know, that's the thing. She said, okay, let's let this thing happen. She didn't, you know, she did give consent. I never recall.
I just don't really think
I just never recall saying to anybody, especially the first time, hey, you know what? I think that you and I ought to have sex. Okay, you know, that's not the way things go. Okay, you know, I mean, consent often is implied, right? You know, except today in this Me Too crap. You know.
I'm saying you better be grateful you're married, because I don't think you could survive in the dating world.
No, I could not. I would not be able to deal with that. That's a bunch of BS. And not that I would want to be forcing myself on anybody, but yeah, you know, it's just.
But you have to be terrified of every little thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh man, no. I'm a very aggressive man.
Bill, I believe there is a time limit, and I don't know what it is. It's like 3 or 5 seconds, but if you stare at a woman for longer than so many seconds, it's considered harassment.
Oh wow. No,
Yeah.
Bill, I no, yeah. Well, like I said, I'm an aggressive man. I wear that with pride. I'm not an overly aggressive man, but I am an aggressive man. Would you agree with that statement, honey?
I don't know. It took you 19 years to get in my pants.
Yeah, it did.
You weren't aggressive enough, apparently, back in 1992.
Well, there you go.
I said no.
Yeah.
I said no, and you just slinked away.
Yeah, well, after 19 years, I'd had enough of that crap. I'd learned enough lessons.
Okay, he did not try for 19 years, guys, just FYI. Okay, I said no, and he just slinked away. He didn't pursue or anything. And yeah. And we just went our separate ways.
Oh, right, exactly, Herzine. The consent was, she said, let's do this thing. I do firmly believe that if Mary had said, no, I'm not doing this.
Well, it's very possible that if
somebody else would have been chosen, but you know,
we wouldn't have read about that though.
Right. So maybe there was,
maybe he did ask others, and they all said, "Nah, I'm not into that." And you know, so the only one we're reading about is the one who said yes.
You now have to walk up to a woman blindfolded, gagged, with your hands tied behind your back. Yeah, you might be called a creeper for that. I think Mary was older than Muhammad Squeeze. I believe you are correct, Tetleyman. I don't, you know, I'm thinking that there was actually something. Oh, let me see. Okay, so, yeah, now it's only through the Apocrypha that we have anything about the age of Mary, and that so it, whether you accept the Apocrypha or not, that's apocryphal. In other words, they're outside of the canon, but they say that Mary was between 12 and 14 years old, and that he was 90. Joseph. Okay, I'm not buying that crap.
I'm not buying that. Okay. Hershine said if she had said no, we could have had Holy Ethel, Mother of God.
I mean, it's entirely possible, but yeah, I don't think so. No, they ran. Okay, they ran to. Oh boy, yeah, no. They had to do some running. Plus, not to mention.
Okay,
yeah.
Kelly Man says the Catholic Bible puts Joseph in his 80s.
Well, yeah, that would be
Actually, Creed. Well, I don't know. I mean, well, I don't know.
No, Bill. The
People live
Bible,
longer.
the Bible has canon. Non-canon would be some of these Catholic texts and other texts. Those would be non-canon, apocryphal
Are
texts.
they excluded books that?
Yeah.
Books that were written that have not been included.
Yeah, the books that talk about Jesus' youth, or talk about the Book of Mary, or the Book of Joseph. You know, things of this. Those are apocryphal books. Yeah, Dyer. I'm not. I tend to agree, but oh, very nice comparison there, Dyer. Oh,
Yeah, they did, Dolores. Actually, it's actually true. The Catholic Church did decide what books to include in the Bible.
Herzing, it depends. If you go between the four Gospels, you can see there's a great deal of time lapse. There are gaps in there. Okay, they don't talk about everything that happened through her pregnancy. They don't cover her morning sickness.
There's huge gaps in the Bible. Like what? Like you read Genesis, right? You read about creationism and Adam and Eve and the Garden of Eden and all that stuff, and it's like boom, next chapter there's like millions of people around. Maybe not millions, but thousands of people around. I mean, it's all about who begot who and who begot who and who begot who.
Right.
Where did these people come from?
Well, right, because they don't. It's not a year by year or day by day journal of everything that happened. Sorry, Dolores.
Dolores, I was raised Catholic too, sweetheart. They're all crazy. I know. It's okay.
Yeah, and you know, and the thing is though, you know, there's canon, there's non-canon. The non-canon, you know, there's some of that stuff that you have to ask, why is it not canon? And then there's other stuff that's like, holy crap, where did that come from? So, and you know, this is, it's the same way when you go to the Old Testament too, with the Jewish texts. There are a lot of texts out there that are like, what? Yeah, like, I remember one of the old ones is that you know, when Abraham had his circumcision, that God opened a crack in the earth to hell, so that basically to give Abraham the sauna effect. So, you know, it's there's some pretty bewildering things in the so there's apocryphal texts of the Old Testament as well as the New. So yeah.
John 31:24, and Mary had severe morning sickness. 31:25, she had weird cravings for anchovies. But yeah, no, there's huge time lapses in the Bible. Absolutely. Okay, like 1 minute there's 2 people on the planet, the next there's like thousands. Okay, like where did these people come from?
Well, Bill, marriages were established long before the church.
Yeah, marriage is.
Marriage was an established process. You know, before the
Even
flood.
Paganism and all that stuff. Yeah, they have marriage. So.
Marriages were a founded thing, and some people had many wives, like Solomon. You know, so lucky bastard. Or not.
Shit.
It depends on how you look at it, I
handle
suppose.
one wife. You want to handle many?
Guess it's all the matter of way you look at it, huh?
you can't deal with one. You want to handle many. Imagine getting bitched at 3 times over for the same shit.
Well, Bill, the argument could be made that Adam and Eve, in the garden, how many passages from the Garden of Eden are read in marriages today? Adam's acceptance of Eve. Yeah, so
Right,
Adam
wives
and Eve.
equal many mother-in-laws too.
I do believe in the Trinity, Tatliman. Yes. Yes. As in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I guess I should clarify that, right?
Yeah, he doesn't believe in the Catholic thing.
Mary was a great gal, but nothing. She was she was part of what was required to get the job done. Nothing particularly holy about her. Great gal, wonderful woman, and she had a huge job. All due respect, but yeah, I don't have any. I don't.
The Catholic Church deifies her a little too much.
Mm-hmm. I don't wear pants on cast, Bill. Hello, that's against the rules.
Biblical times had a much heavier dose of STF.
Oh, but yeah, so, and I do not believe that Jesus was born at Christmas time either, by the way. So, as much as we have this whole Christmas thing going on and all of that.
Don't get him started on Good Friday. Don't even get him started on Good Friday. Hi, Shavki.
Actually, I would beg you not to, because one of these days I'm going to start another cast that's going to be dedicated to stuff like this. And it won't be of interest to everybody in here, but for those of you that are, I'll cover some of these topics in detail, and we'll break them down and have fun with them.
Oh, he could get on. He'll go on about Constantine and Good Friday. And I mean, seriously, you do not realize how many hours of our marriage has been spent of him bitching about Constantine and Good Friday.
Anything over 400 years ago is hot garbage. Oh, it's
Oh, what did Dolores give us?
about the nativity. Yeah, I believe that Jesus was probably born in sometime in August or September. I could be off. But there's actually not anything out there that gives us a good time frame. However, the fact that the shepherds were actually out in the fields pretty much is a good clue that it was not December. So there is that.
Why?
Oh, Bill.
So what, you don't think that sheep hibernate? I mean, they have to go out and eat.
Well,
in
yeah,
the
but
wintertime.
but they tended to bring them into. They would stay in at night, but. Yeah, and the thing is, Creed, the other bit about that is, and Dyer, the thing is that, no, calendars and record keeping were not that great. The Roman calendar is off by about 6 years, I think it is. So there's a lot of things like that you actually have something valid in there, but bear in mind also history needs to be studied, and the accuracy of dates, there's something to be said about that too, but the thing is, though, they did learn how to measure time and things of that nature. Their year did not align with our year, but you know, they didn't have it down to 365.25. You know, they didn't have that. They had adjustments in place, and those changed as time went on, primarily through the Roman Empire. Well, there was no year zero, Hersine. This is one of those things that I always argue with Jen about because, you know, for example, the year 2000 would have been the last year of the last century because there was no year zero. Okay, the new millennium did not start until 2001. Our next decade does not start until 2021. That's correct, Dolores. So, year 10. That's year 10. Yeah. And year 11 marks the first year of the next decade. That's correct.
Yeah, but it's just more fun when the numbers change. Okay.
Oh, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
Okay, it's way more fun when the numbers change from 1999 to 2000.
I
The numbers
agree.
change from 2019 to 2020. It's just more fun that way.
Oh, I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But the fact of the matter is you're celebrating a new decade a year early. Or a new millennium.
Okay, once it's the millenniums, does the year really make a difference? No. Okay.
Yes.
Like now, okay, look at you. You are 3 months out from being 47 years old. Do you really think 3 months makes a difference to your body as to whether or not you're 46 or 47?
Well, I guess that's debatable. I don't think so. Haven't been there yet, so I'll tell you that.
Over the course of 47 years, do you really think 3 months make a difference?
January 1st, 2000. Oh, well, yeah. Now for computers, that's a whole different ball game, definitely. And that comes back to your fun thing that you were talking about with watching the numbers. And with computers and the Y2K wasn't that fun. I don't know if anybody else was in the room was involved with the whole Y2K.
Did you actually? Because it's like it was literally nothing.
Well, you know,
Was there something you had to do? Like, I mean, you
Oh
were on
hell yes!
So I guess
I worked on. I probably worked on about 500 computers in 1999, specifically to address Y2K. Absolutely.
So there were like, okay, because I was on Macintosh and all my offices were on Macintosh. So like,
Dolores,
it was
I'm not
literally
saying.
nothing.
I'll let Jen answer that. What? And say that again.
I was on Macintosh and everything. All my offices were on Macintosh, so it was literally nothing.
Right. Well, there were a lot of updates that were pushed to systems back in June of 1999 that fixed the problem. The problem was addressed a year or two before it happened. But when for modern systems. Now, for older systems that we had in there were all sorts of things that we had to do to make sure that those systems made it into 2000.
Dyer said they trashed a whole rack of hardware. Wow.
Oh yeah, exactly. That we had to throw out old systems. If the BIOS couldn't be upgraded, they had to be tossed and replaced with something else. There were a lot of things that had to be done. There was a lot of work to be able to get to the other side, and then it's just like all the same thing that all of us IT guys complain about all the time, which is the fact that when we're doing our job, that's what everybody says. They say, What the hell are we paying you for?
I have to give a little bit of credit to my ex-husband because he did come up with he pointed out something very, very insightful during the Y2K scare. Said, so the whole reason we're in this mess is because the original programmers shortened the date to be a 6-digit date instead of an 8-digit date, right? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, and now we're calling it Y2K. Obviously, we are not learning from our mistakes.
That wasn't the whole problem. That was an oversimplification of what the issue was, to be honest with you. And I believe our next issue comes in 2023. I think we have another issue coming up in 2023. Because the computer calendars were initially programmed through December 31st, 2023, I believe it was. Something like that. But yeah, so it...
Okay.
Yeah, so it was... Bill says, I barely remember 2000. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I was deep in IT in the year 2000, and
So what you're
I was
saying
working on servers galore. See, the servers were where the big problems were with the year 2000, Y2K. But yeah, what were you saying, honey?
So you're saying that the calendars don't go past
No,
2023?
I'm not saying today's calendars don't, but some of the older systems are not designed to go past 2023. I think that's right. I think 2023 was the year.
I wonder who chose that and why.
I forget what the reasoning was. There's actually a solid reason behind it, but you got to bear in mind, you know, a lot of these systems were put in place initially. You know, we're talking the 80s. The 80s is when this stuff was built up, and it's like, these systems weren't supposed to be around, you know, 40 years later. So I am not. But you know, Dolores, it wouldn't surprise me if that's what they did. Oh, Dyer's saying this earlier. Go to year 100 and not fit into XX or go back to the past. Yet. You've been working with, and Shelly's been working with computers for about 15 years. Yeah, I worked professionally in IT for 25 years. Before that, I had been programming since I was 8 years old. So, yeah, that means 39 years of computers, honey. Holy crap.
Yes, because you're almost 47.
Almost 39 years. Almost 39 years. Wow.
I guess our next problem then will be when it reaches the year 9,999.
Not necessarily. No, because I mean now we're on. You know, we've gone from 8-bit, 8-bit systems. Now we're on 64-bit platforms. But it still comes down to the BIOS and the CMOS, and those are an Apple Garden of Eden OS, one byte and it crashed. Nice. That's yeah, okay, as long as we're on the biblical thing, this morning I did point out to the guys that, you know, people are always getting on to people about smoking, but, you know, it was there in the Bible, for crying out loud.
Oh, stop. That's the stupidest joke ever.
Oh, come on.
Okay, so Dyer says the Unix time apocalypse, the end of Unix time will occur on January 19th, 2038 at 3:14 and 7 seconds GMT. On January 19th, 2038, 14 and 8 seconds. GMT, all computers that still use 32-bit Unix time will overflow. I do remember the Commodore 64, Dolores. I never had one. David did, I think.
Right. Okay, 2038. 2038. Okay, there you go. I knew there was some date. That's the one that's real problem. And I think there may be another problem on other systems, but yeah, that's going to be a big problem. The Commodore 64. Heck yeah, that was a fun system. I had the Atari 800 XL myself, but the Commodore, that was a solid little system. Absolutely. There you go, Dolores. Well, okay. Herzine, it is. If you look in the King James version of the Bible, Genesis 24:64 says that, and Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel. So there you go. That's the first cigarette in the Bible.
It also states that men must make coffee.
Dolores, you programming in assembly, you have my full respect, lady. Absolutely. Absolutely. And back then we had to use numbers with BASIC. That was always a pain, because you'd always try to use an extra digit just so you could have space in between if you needed to add lines. Fortran. You know what? My mother programmed in Fortran and in oh, holy crap! It just dropped out of my head. COBOL. Thank you, Dire Thing. Yes, COBOL and COBOL. She did, and I remember I ran a BBS at the time. She had gone back to school. She had been initially she had gone to school for accounting, but she went back to school for computer programming, and she used my computer. I was running a BBS 24/7 called Trench's Funny Farm. Go figure. And I actually, at that, I was running Windows 3.1 because I wouldn't run Windows 3.0 because it did task swapping but wouldn't multitask. Now I'm talking to the more high end there again. But yeah, I was running my BBS in the background while she was compiling. Because she was also doing C programming. So there you go. Oh,
Michael
yeah.
pointed out Pascal as well.
Pascal. My mother didn't program in Pascal. I played with Pascal a little bit. I wasn't too impressed with it myself. I mean, you know, it was good for. It was good for fractals, but you know, outside of the fractals, did anybody use Pascal for anything other than fractals? See, Dyer, that was my take on it too. I refused to have a mouse when I built my first system. I wouldn't. It took me a few months before I ended up with a mouse, but I refused to even have one. I ran Desk View and QuarterDeck initially. So there you go. Now I'm really dating myself. Yeah. And that was on MS-DOS 401 initially. Well, I don't know about that, Herzine, but I do know that the shortest man in the Bible is in the book of Job. Oh, wait. I'm trying to remember. Oh, crap. Oh. Bildad. Bildad, the Shuhite. I'm not ignoring you, baby. Bildad the Shuhite is the shortest man in the Bible. So there you go. He's in Job. Michael, this was the first system that I built. It was MS-DOS 4.0, but now the first one that I used was actually PC-DOS before MS-DOS was around. Oh no, and that was actually a PC Junior. The first PC that I used anyway. The first system that I used though was a Trash 83 color computer. Oh, well, there you go, Dire Thing.
I'll be back while you guys have your geek talk.
DR DOS. Oh, wow, Dire. Oh.
Dr.
Yeah.
DOS. I knew that one.
DR DOS. Yeah. We actually corrected people who would say doctor. But yeah.
Well, there was Dr. and Mrs.
No. Ms.
Ms. Dr. and Ms.
Yeah.
Family.
DR DOS, though.
They
That
just need
would.
to come out with BB DOS.
I do remember DR DOS. It had an extensive command line. Digital resources. Yes. Those were the days, man. Wow. And I remember it was integrated into a BIOS at some point. DR DOS was. An enhanced BIOS that had a DR DOS shell in it. I'm trying to remember it. I don't remember if it was AMI that put it out. I think it was. Boy. Wow. Now see, you had to go and trip the old geek switch there. Wow. That brings back some definite memories. And back from the OS 2 days and stuff like that. Wow. And actually, that's pre-OS 2. Oh. Came down the mountain on his Triumph. I'd always heard that it was David. The roar of David's Triumph was heard throughout the land. I haven't been able to find those in the Bible. Is the reason why I don't ever use those. If you can't find it in the Bible, it's like, well, it kind of takes the fun out of it. You need to be able to flip to it and show it to somebody. You know, kind of like the first baseball game in the Bible is right there in Genesis 1:1 in the big inning. Norton Change Directory. Whoa, Packer hat. Wow, the old Norton Tools. The Norton Tools package. Which, actually, the Norton Tools... I remember... I don't remember which tool it was that I kept on every other system that I had at one point. They had some very good tools at one point. Microshaft won the war because they made the best GUI. You can say what you want to about Microshaft. You can, and I won't disagree with I won't disagree with most of the negatives, but they knew how to design a GUI.
Hold up! They knew how to steal a GUI?
They did. But they knew how to make it more usable for everybody. They did a damn good job with the GUI. Yes, they stole from Xerox. Yes, they stole. Well, they bought. Okay, but still, they
stole from Apple. Apple bought it from Xerox.
No, they bought it from Xerox. Okay. Did they?
Apple bought it from
Oh,
Xerox.
okay, fine, whatever. The fact of the matter is, though,
stole
they made
from
it.
Apple.
They made it work in a better way, and then Apple did, and Apple wanted to keep everything proprietary, whereas Microsoft wanted to open it up, and they did. And they wanted to bring down Big Blue, and they damn well did. You know, IBM was the standard, and Apple and Microsoft both opposed Big Blue, but Apple wanted everybody contained in their box, whereas Microsoft opened it up. Not in the way that Linux did, obviously, but Linux just never took off as an end user platform. Still works well as a server platform, etc. Right, exactly. You're exactly right. And he ended up buying CP/M. I think it was for something like $300 or something like that. Something stupid that he paid for CP/M. And then turned that into PC-DOS and ultimately MS-DOS. Mm-hmm. Everything Apple is proprietary. You're exactly right, Dolores, and I think that has been their primary issue with all of that. Absolutely. Oh, and by the way, honey, are you still there? Oh, you are still there. Hi.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I wanted to let you know that another thing, I did get an email from Hotels.com today telling us that, hey, only 4 days to go. And if you have not...
Are we going somewhere?
Yes, and if you have not signed up, if you have not booked if you have not booked some of your fun stuff in Vegas, do it now because it will fill up. Okay, which we've already found. We can't go to see Penn and Teller.
Yeah.
And by the way, the weather in Las Vegas, Nevada, for Thursday the 13th, it will be a high of 57 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 40 degrees Fahrenheit. On Friday, we'll have cloudy skies with 56 degrees Fahrenheit as the high and 43 degrees as the low. On Saturday, it will also be partly cloudy skies with 59 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 45. So there you go. And it's sunny skies on Thursday.
Oh, sounds perfect. Just a slight chill in the air. Guys, if you guys have dogs, you should totally look into getting these little dog treats.
The only true... Okay, go ahead.
First of all, they smell amazing. Like, they smell so good, I want to eat them myself. Okay, this is pumpkin and cranberry, and it totally smells like cranberry. Like, I want to eat this. It's all natural. They're only 8 calories a cookie, and they love them. They're all sitting here looking at me like, give me a cookie, mama! You two, and, well, were you not here for my show? I thought you were at my show last night, Dolores. She's pulling my leg again, isn't she?
Yes, so yeah, looking very forward to that. This will be my first time in Vegas, so I'm extremely excited about that.
Yes, basic dog treats. They're fruitables. They're called fruitables, natural dog treats. Okay, the ingredients: pumpkin, oatmeal, barley, potatoes, oat fibers, sunflower oil, dehydrated cane juice, cranberries, cinnamon, natural flavor, vanilla, mixed and mixed tocopherols to preserve freshness. That's the only thing in here that I don't know what it is. Everything else is all natural. 8 calories a cookie, and they love them. And I get them in bacon and apple, pumpkin and banana, and pumpkin and cranberry. Pumpkin is very good for your dogs.
Oh, and by the way, Shelly, just in case you did not catch that,
Oh, cool, Callie.
if you're planning on getting Higgy single serve cups, they will not fit the Tassimo machine. They will not fit the Tassimo. They are designed for the Keurig makers and the equivalents, and it will support Tuo. So I just want to make sure that I point that out before you decide to get some of those for that machine. And if it's not too late for you to get a proper pod machine.
No. Don't be discriminating against people for their pod machines.
Well, we have to. We have to because, ours won't work in there.
There is nothing wrong with having a pod machine that is not a Keurig. I know, right, Hercene? Damn.
Hey, I'm just making sure that you know about that. But
see, and if you have a if the Tassimo has like the refillable one, you can get one of those and just get coffee. You don't have to get cups.
that's true. That's very true. I would assume. I don't know. These are tiny little cups. So I don't know. I don't know enough about the Tassimo or Tassimo or whatever the mo it is called. I don't know enough about it to tell you. With a pod that small, I wouldn't think that it could produce a very large cup of coffee. It is significantly smaller than the K-cups.
So Callie Eckelkamp says that her husband whisked her off to Las Vegas to get married.
Aww,
That's cool.
that is sweet. Did you get married by Elvis?
Ooh, did you? You know what? That was actually one of the packages. We could have gotten remarried for like $250 by Elvis. No, the Elvis ones were way more expensive than that.
Yeah.
They were like $1,200.
Well, they had one where it was 2 Elvises.
There was one with 2 Elvises.
Yeah, 2 Elvises marry you. Right, that's what I was getting at, Bill.
It's all about the grind.
It is about the grind, but yeah, and
Just like with a mech mod, it's all about the build.
yeah, that's a fair comparison. Not Elvis.
So, was it a surprise? Like, had you guys already been talking about getting married, or were you planning on getting married, or had you already started planning and you decided, screw all this planning, let's just go to Vegas, or were you engaged and then he just said, hey babe, let's take a trip, and like, you show up in Vegas and he's like, let's get married? Like, I mean, like, I kind of want to know this. Like, I want to know all the details. See, now the guys had their geek talk. Now I get to have some of my girl talk. So I want to hear all about the prize wedding in Las Vegas.
Boy, we took that to a level of geek I really wasn't expecting us
I
to
know.
have.
Now I'm taking it to a level of girl that you were not expecting. So just sit down, Junior. The girls are talking now.
Well, the girls can talk for a couple of minutes. Because, yeah, show's just about over, folks.
You've been with your girlfriend for 17 years in March. Do you think we should get married to Auntie Jen? Auntie Jen. Only my niece and nephew call me Auntie Jen, so that's cool. He made the plans after he asked you. Okay, all right. Should you get married? Well, it's been working for 17 years, and if she's not pressuring you into it, I would say if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And Shelley, I would tend to agree with what Bill said. Chances are 4 to 6 ounces is probably all you're going to get out of those little pods. I could be dead wrong here, but or a very fine grind if it'll support that. You may need a filter.
The only thing, Tetley Man, that I would caution, I guess, in her defense or yours for that matter, if you've been together for 17 years, I'm sure that you probably have a house together, and you have, you have.
Yeah, Hersey, 17 years is a bit soon to be talking about marriage, isn't it?
We went everywhere in bed. That's awesome. I love
The
to hear that, Callie.
flamingo. Nice.
But just, still give her the legal rights that a wife would have, okay? Like, if you buy a house, both your names are on it. If you buy a car together, both your names are on it. You know, if you pay for your bills out of a single checking account, make sure that both your names are on it. Like, make sure she has
Heck
all
yeah.
of the legal rights to, your life that a wife would have.
Oh, absolutely, Shelley. And you definitely want to try new things. The one thing about the Keurig, I love my Keurig because, you can brew up a pot of coffee, right? And chances are, in my case, I would brew multiple pots when I brewed pots of coffee. And sooner or later, you're going to be pouring out portions of it because... you drank all the coffee that you were going to drink that day, and there's some left over. You pour it out, and you're just wasting coffee at that point. With a Keurig, you very rarely waste coffee. With a pod system, you very rarely waste coffee. So there is that side of it, and I know, that's my argument, pro pod argument there. So, now with that being said, it is that time, isn't it, honey?
You want to do a trivia question before we leave?
Oh, no. It's time for us to go.
You said that it's that time.
Well, I meant it was time to go.
Oh, what's this, Dolores? Homestratosphere.com? What is this? Keurig cups versus Tassimo tea discs.
Oh, nice.
Comparison chart.
Ooh, okay. Something fun to look at. So now thank you. I will be more informed when it comes to the K-Cup and T-Disc. See, that's the thing. They use these letters for all of that. That's the reason why I said the H-Cup concept can't really fly, because you never know what letters they're going to use. I know there's a J-Cup. There's a J-Cup out there. There's other stuff like that. So, yeah, we'll end up stepping on somebody's toes somewhere, and it'll probably result in a lawsuit of some type. That the Higgy Cup, the Higgy Cup can definitely stand. Nobody else has the Higgy Cup. So there you go. We have Higgy Cups, single serve, and they're 2-0.
This is a very interesting article. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it talks about the functionality and the way that the machine works, and no, this is very interesting. Thank you for this article, Dolores.
Callie, I'll be honest with you. I don't usually I don't buy the separate pods myself most of the time, most of the time what I do is that I have a little DIY cup at home, and I fill it up. I grind the beans myself right before I pour them in there. And I have my little timer set on my grinder to where it'll only give me enough beans to fill up that cup. And it makes a perfect cup every time.
And Callie, she's asking about how much are the pods compared to the can. Well, like, I mean, this is gourmet coffee. Okay, so it's not cheap coffee.
Wow.
I mean, they're good beans. You know, David roasts them himself.
Oh, and yeah, so this box right here, this is 12. This is going to be 12 K-cups, or 12 single-serve cups, Higgy cups.
Say K-cups.
Higgy cups. So 12 Higgy cups will cost $10. $10 would be the retail price on this. So that, but perfect cups. So there you go.
Yes, or you can buy it by the bag.
Wait, $6.49 though. Isn't that that's the single origin unflavored? Is it not?
I think that's the flavored.
Yeah, I want to make sure we have that straight.
Yeah, let's make sure we get straight. So we have unflavored and flavored. Okay. Yeah. David was right, Dolores. The unflavored coffee, you could buy it by the bag. Right, it can be flavored or unflavored. Unflavored coffee is $6.49 for a 6-ounce bag. The flavored coffee is $6.99, and it goes up to like $16.
$16 for a pound of flavored.
So, and you can have it. We will grind it for you if you want, or you can get it whole bean if you have a grinder. So you can do, and obviously that's going to be, you can get a lot more out of the bag because there's a lot less work that goes into it and a lot less materials that go into it than if you want it in the single serve cups. So.
And there you go. All right, and so I guess on that note, we'll go ahead and close out here. Thank you, everybody.
You can find it there.
Yes, and everybody. Be watching out because over the next day or two, we will be having the single serve cups available at higgycigs.com. So keep an eye out for that. Hey, that's fine. We do have the bags available, and we'll grind it for you if you like. So yeah, just place your order. You will love it, I promise you.
And it's taking a little time, but we are actually working on a new website for just the coffee. So you don't have to go to higgycigs.com to get it. But
later.
For right now, you have to go to higgycigs.com to get it. But pretty soon we'll have a new website built that has just the coffee on it.
Alrighty. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today, and we'll go ahead and close out the way that we always do this time of year. You want to wave bye-bye, honey?
Bye!
Alright, and
Dolores is going to leave before you start to sing, so bye,
that's
Dolores.
right, bye, Dolores. Love you. Alright, and here we go.
Thank you, Pack Rat.
Alright. You're mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. You're a vile one, Mr. Grinch. You have termites in your smile. You have all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Grinch. Given the choice between the two of you, I dig the seasick crocodile. nauseate me, Mr. Grinch, with a nausea super nos. You're a crooked, dirty jockey, and you drive a crooked horse, Mr. Grinch. You're a three-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce. You're a rotter, Mr. Grinch. You're the king of sinful sots. Your heart's a dead tomato splotched with moldy purple spots, Mr. Grinch. Your soul is an appalling dump heap, overflowing with the most disgraceful assortment of deplorable rubbish imaginable, mangled up in tangled up knots. You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch. You're a nasty, wasty skunk. Your heart is full of unwashed socks. Your soul is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch. The three words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote: stink, stank, stunk. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you next time.